Thanks for staying tuned to your station, the African Independent Television, and welcome to your program, Security Watch Africa. Only on this channel, we'll give you that information you need to keep your life safe and secured. Welcome to the program today. Today, we're bringing you a couple of reports that are quite interesting. First, we're going to be taking you straight to the Defense Headquarters, where the bi-weekly briefing on the activities of the armed forces of Nigeria with their fight against the terrorists, bandits, insurgents, and the secessionist group, how it has fared in the last month of February. Elizabeth Tanko was there and brings us this report.
The resolve by the armed forces of Nigeria to provide security for Nigerians has continued to yield massive dividends on a daily basis, with remarkable successes recorded nationwide. This Thursday at the Defense Headquarters in Abuja, the Director of Defense Military Operations, Major General Edward Buba, reaffirmed these when he briefed the media on the activities of the troops. Major General Buba recounts successes recorded in the last 2 weeks.
In the month of February, troops recorded significant successes in theaters across the 6 geographical zones of the country. It is important also to state that in the month of February, troops recorded the following. We neutralized 974 terrorists. We arrested 621 of them, and we rescued 466 kidnapped hostages during the month of February. Furthermore, we recovered 1,573 assaulted weapons, 23,345 assaulted ammunitions, and we denied the oil theft slightly above 8 billion.
The director sent firm warning to terrorists and all troublemakers in the country to embrace peace or be ready as the armed forces will track them down.
If these terrorist groups don't come to the table in peace, the armed forces will continue to punish them with overwhelming military force. It will be recalled that we recently took delivery of additional air platforms to further enhance our lethal capabilities. And from the report that I have just reeled out, you will observe that it is contrary to the opinion of some. Troops are making significant strides and recording notable successes in operations across the country. Though it might not seem so to some of them, to some of us, the fact remains that remarkable progress is being made.
He urged citizens to endure today's pain for tomorrow's gain.
I will urge citizens to endure today's pain for our tomorrow's gain. We should take solace in knowing that it is all in a bid to make Nigeria great again. We can all begin in making Nigeria great again by taking on the Celebrate Nigeria challenge.
Elizabeth Tanko, reporting for Security Watch Africa, Abuja.
Welcome back. Yes, that's quite cheering news coming from the Defense Headquarters. The massive number of these terrorists that are creating problem in the country being eliminated is quite encouraging. But what would have wanted these people to have repented and follow the path of peace to ensure, because nobody is happy that anybody is being killed, really. But just like the director did say, when you refuse peace, then you face the consequences, which is being eliminated by the troops of the Nigeria. Yes, we'll go to the next report. But before then, I want to talk about this issue, because one of the factors that is helping the armed forces to achieve these records that were just read out, it's the civil-military cooperation and projects and activities that is going on between particularly the Nigerian Army and the Nigerian public. And in various ways, this is being carried out. One of those ways is providing an avenue for learning. And one of those avenues that was created in 2018 was the Nigerian Army University in Biu, Borno State. But the news coming out during the week is saying that the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Tinubu, has given approval for this university to be submerged into the Nigerian Defense Academy. Seriously speaking, this calls for concern, because that university has been doing a great job in trying to create the avenue for citizens and the military settings to interrelate and learn for better tomorrow. I want to think that the government should rethink this, because of the importance of that university. It's not just an institute of learning, but it also provides a venue for unity, for cohesion, and for interrelationship with the civilian public. So it's very important. It will also be noted that this institute was set up in 2018, and the Orasoyo report was in 2012. So the institute does not fall into that category, but I wonder why the institute is being mentioned. I think that government should think again about that. And even the Air Force College of Technology that is also being talked about being merged with another school should be left alone, because these are helping to provide security for the people. Yes, let's go to the report from the Nigerian Army on the human rights compliance of the Nigerian Army, put together by Shuli Daniels.
The National Human Rights Commission, NHRC, in Nigeria has commended the workable synergy between the Commission and the Nigerian Army. This commendation was given by the NHRC Director, Monitoring and Enforcement, Barrister Benedict Ago, while declaring the Commission's goodwill message at the Nigerian Army Human Rights Seminar.
We applaud the efforts of the Nigerian Army and Armed Forces for continual deployment of kinetic strategies in all of their operations, which have sustained social, economic, and political objectives, hence winning the hearts and minds of Nigerians in what they are doing wonderfully for the whole nation. In its relentless efforts, the Nigerian Army, they have kept faith with the maintenance of national security in counter-insurgency operations, and as well as in their engagements throughout length and breadth of Nigeria. We hasten to say, however, that while carrying out this laudable work of countering insurgency or activities in Nigeria, there is always that need to strike a balance between the maintenance of national security and the promotion, protection, and enforcement of human rights as encapsulated in international human rights law, that is to say the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, as well as International Covenant on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights. And indeed, international human rights law encapsulated in the 4 Geneva Conventions, naturally and specifically Common Article 3, which we deal with armed conflict of non-international character.
The director spoke on the outcome of the Commission's investigation on the allegation by Ryota against the military operations in the Northeast and added that the setting up of the Department of Civil Military Affairs and Human Rights Desk in all Nigerian Army formation is a good direction to go.
We hasten to say that we emphasize and applaud, encouraged by the relentless effort of the Nigerian Army to foster a deeper understanding of intersection between maintenance of national security and promotion, protection, and enforcement of human rights and fundamental freedoms of Nigerians. Having said that, we want to say that we have had a synergy, a collaborative relationship with Nigerian Army, which has been yield success stories. These success stories include, you may be aware, that there is unfounded accusation against Reuters, by Reuters International against our army or the military of involving an abortion program in their operations in the northeast of Nigeria. And the National Human Rights Commission has convoked a national investigative panel which has invited the army, and we dare to say that we can't clutch anything from all those allegations, and indeed they have refused to appear before the commission to make any submissions. So we see their submission as baseless and splashing a tar on the wonderful work of our military in Nigeria, which go on protecting all of us while we go on sleeping.
Mr. Ago disclosed that as part of the partnership with the Nigerian Army, the Human Rights Commission is involved in training troops in the Northeast.
We also want to say that the Commission has involved in training Nigerian security and indeed the military in the northeast of Nigeria in mainstreaming human rights and humanitarian responses in counter-insurgency operations. Also, the Commission has partnered, is a member of 2019 committee set up to tease out the rule of engagement for Nigerian Army. Yours sincerely was a member of that committee representing the Executive Secretary.
Shirley Daniels, Security Watch Africa.
Yeah, welcome back. Yes, that is a good one. Report coming from the National Human Rights Commission, giving the Nigerian Army a clean bill of health. Yes, I believe and I hope that they will continue to ensure that the human rights compliance is involved and enshrined in all their operations. Yes, let's go straight to another part of non-kinetic policy of the armed forces in ensuring that peace is restored within the country and outside the country, and that is the use of sports. Nigeria hosted the organization of sports military in Africa, or what the name is actually, and they hosted the General Assembly, and again, Security Watch Africa, Elizabeth Tanko was there. Sit back.
Tuesday, 27th February to Friday, 1st March 2024. Abuja, Nigeria hosted the 8th General Assembly of the Organization of Military Sports in Africa, OSMA, whose president is a Nigerian, Major General Abdullahi Kano. Delegates came from 26 African countries to deliberate on the way forward and elect new officials for the organization. To welcome delegates to the 8th General Assembly, the Chief of Delegates, Nigeria, Air Vice Marshal Timothy Marquis, who is the Director of Sport Defense Headquarters, gave the welcome address.
I sincerely want to commend all the chiefs of delegation here for finding time out of their busy schedules to participate in this year's General Assembly. I also want to use this medium to specially thank and appreciate all our invited guests for creating time to be here with us at this time. We cannot be tired of appreciating the support of the Chief of Defense Staff for his purposeful leadership and interest in developing physical fitness in the armed forces of Nigeria.
The President Osma, Major General Abdullah Hime Kano, delivered the President's address, while the President's International Military Sport Council SIME, Colonel Newton Rowland, gave the President's speech.
The aim of this organization is to bring soldiers together in the field of sport, rather in the field of battle. The organization which I'm the president, that's OSMA, which means in French, Organisation du Sport Militaire in Afrique, in English, Organisation of Military Sport in Africa, is a big branch of this mighty organization, CISM, in Africa. The idea of creating OSMA was initiated by Major General Ishola Williams of Nigeria. The idea was then deliberated during OSMA World General Assembly and football tournament in Guinea-Conakry in February 1994. Colonel Hamad Kalkaba Malboum of Cameroon drafted the first OSMA status and was adopted during the 49th CISM General Assembly in Istanbul, Turkey.
It's a truly honor to stand in front of you today on this special moment, the 8th OSMA General Assembly here in Abuja, Nigeria, where we gather not only for this important and significant meeting, but we are also with the right leaders at the right moment to strengthen bonds of friendship and cooperation between our African nations. It's an immense pleasure to be here among the vibrant culture and warm hospitality of Nigeria. So, Minister of Defense and Major General Maikan, once more, thank you for the privilege and honor to being invited.
Sport is identified as a potent non-kinetic option to tackle insecurity that confront the African continent. This was the view of Nigeria's Minister of Defense, Dr. Muhammad Badaru Abubakar, while declaring open the General Assembly.
The importance of sports and physical fitness to armed forces in Africa cannot be overemphasized, particularly at this time that we are contending with myriad of security challenges. Sports can be used as a non-kinetic means of combating insecurity challenges, as well as improve the physical and mental fitness of personnel that makes a difference in combat and international security operations. I wish to therefore commend the effort of the Chief of Defense Staff, the President of the Organization of Military Sports in Africa, and the local organizing committee for putting together this continental event, which stands to foster comradeship among members of the armed forces.
The opening ceremony was attended by the Nigerian Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa. On Wednesday, Nigeria's Major General Abdullah Hime Kano was re-elected as the President OSMA for the second term in office. Friday saw the curtain drawn from the 8th General Assembly after a productive and fruitful 4 days deliberation and fraternity by all delegates. The day commenced with the reading of the communique, which was adopted by all delegates.
Zambia.
To declare the General Assembly closed, the Nigerian Chief of Defense Staff emphasized on the importance of sport in ensuring peace and security in the society.
Since my assumption of office as the Chief of Defense Staff of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, I found sports as one of the veritable tools in our non-kinetic efforts in tackling the multidimensional threats in our country. Further to that, I also envision that the promotion of sports is a vital medium to enhance unity and cooperation among members of the armed forces, our families, and the general populace, as enshrined in my leadership concept with focus on a people-centric approach.
At the end of the event, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Musa, President of SIME and President of OSMA, spoke on their impression.
I've been elected for 4 years by the entire chief delegates, the 30 countries that attended the General Assembly. That's an indication the confidence they have for Nigeria and in me also. And I will definitely not let them down. And I have the support and the courage and motivation from my chief delegate to my chief of defense staff. So I thank all the chief delegate and especially my chief delegation. They give me all the courage and support. And he campaigned for me to win the election. I have won the election for the next 4 years to come.
Have my best impressions to be in Nigeria. The wonderful culture, it's very impressive. It's very warm, very intensive. It's very intensive, very warm. And I have the best memories here because of all my Nigerian Armed Force friends. So I'm very trusted and confident in the future of Africa and CISM.
This shows that Nigeria is a great country. CISM OSMA is here. The delegates are going to have their own meeting today, all to ratify the plans we have ahead. We can see the president of OSMA that is here, the CISM president who is equally here. Later in the year, we're also planning to have all military games to be hosted by Nigeria. It shows that Nigeria in the global team is being considered. Nigeria is well respected, Nigeria is well honored. And all the plans we have as military men is to also project, this is part of the non-kinetic efforts we're doing, showing that it is not only the kinetic, the non-kinetic aspect of showing the whole and the entire world, Africa and the entire world, is that we're working towards a peaceful country, a continent, a peaceful nation, and that the armed forces all over the world are working to ensure that the world is peaceful.
Elizabeth Thanko, reporting for Security Watch Africa, Abuja.
Welcome back. Yes, as the armed forces and all security forces, the police, the civil defense, and all are working to ensure that security is provided for the citizens. One factor that has been propelling these criminals to commit this havoc is intakes of illicit drug, and this is becoming a cause for worry in Nigeria particularly. The NDLEA, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agencies, intensifying efforts to ensure that drug scourge is eliminated in Nigeria. And then Security Watch Africa, Lucy Taiwo, did a report following the press statement by the Director of Media and Publicity of NDLEA. Sit back as we bring you this report.
The consumption of illicit drugs has become a ravaging many nations, but there cannot be consumption if there are no supplies. In the past, Nigeria was known as a transit nation, but now the consumption of drugs has increased due to availability of illicit drugs in the country. Despite the enormous effort by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, to make Nigeria a drug-free society. Recently, the NDLEA officials intercepted the largest consignment of heroin at Lagos Airport, arrested 4 cartel members, declared 11 others wanted, blocked 107 bank accounts, sealed hotels and mansions. This syndicate has a wide network in Nigeria. The consignment seized were marked with several code names showing that they belong to different members of the organized criminal group. A release signed by the Director, Media and Advocacy, NDLEA Headquarters, Mr. Femi Babafemi, disclosed NDLEA officials successfully dismantled and arrested some members of the organized criminal organization specialized in trafficking heroin across Nigeria, South Africa, Mozambique, Europe, and America in a 12-day well-coordinated operation leading to the seizure of the single largest consignment of heroin at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos. The statement further stated that the NDLEA, under its executive chairman, retired Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, will not rest until all members of the syndicate are brought to book. Lucy Taiwo, Security Watch Africa.
Welcome back. Yeah, the drug scourge is really ravaging many countries, and we pray that Nigeria will not get consumed by the wave of drug consumption in the country as it is today. It's quite sad because Nigeria is ranking one of the highest in the world. Yes, we'll bring you our regular security tips. Today we're bringing you quotes from the Chief of Defense Staff, which is quite encouraging because, like you see there, he's talking about whoever is making call for coup in Nigeria. It doesn't mean well for the nation, really. And I believe that at this time, Nigerians should rather support the democracy that we have so that we can be a country that is known for the rule of law. It's important that is coming from the Chief of Defense Staff. Yes, like he says, the armed forces of Nigeria is for Nigerians, and no military man is an enemy. And that is true. I know a lot of Nigerians have said a lot of things that military people are aiding criminals. It's not. It's very, very minute, the number that might get involved, and they are being taken care of. They are being removed from the system so that they will not corrupt what is being done. Really, it's a message that is from the Chief of Defense Staff, and it must be imbibed by all Nigerians. We must leave because our time is up. Other programs must continue. Until next week, join us again and ensure that you follow us on all our social media platforms. Send us your views and your comments so that we can interact with you. Until next week, I say thanks for staying tuned and bye for now.